Good evening, Luke sir. Luke sir?
Good evening, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, I'll start now. I request our correspondent, Mr. Jnanagohan Vijayarajan, to call the meeting to order.
The meeting is called to order.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our music teacher, Mrs. Tamilarasi, to sing the prayer song.
கருணை தெய்வமே கற்பகமே கருணை தெய்வமே கற்பகமே காண வேண்டும் முந்தன் பொற்பதமே என் கருணை தெய்வமே கற்பகமே உறுதுணையாக என் உள்ளத்தில் அமர்ந்தாய் முனையன்றி வேறே யாரோ என் தாய் கருணை தெய்வமே கற்பகமே ஆனந்த வாழ்வு அளித்திடல் வேண்டும் அன்னையின் மேல் இறங்கிடல் வேண்டும் நாளும் உன்னை தொழுதிடல் வேண்டும் நலமுடன் வாழ அருளல் வேண்டும் கருணை தெய்வமே கற்பகமே.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request our principal, Mrs. Sumati Jnanagohan, to welcome the gathering.
Thank you, Luke. Respected correspondent, teachers, students, and well-wishers. Good evening. Welcome to the Remembrance Day ceremony of our former correspondent, Mrs. Jabakini Vijayarajan. We have gathered here to commemorate the service rendered by our former Madam Correspondent, Mrs. Jabakini Vijayarajan. She has served the school as correspondent from 2003 to 2018. She was not only the correspondent, but also co-founded the school in 1973 along with her beloved husband and school founder, Mr. M. Vijayarajan. She is solely responsible for what the school is today academically. Her sudden demise 3 years back on the same day left us with a huge void, and since then we have been trying our level best to fit in her shoes to achieve what she envisioned for the school. It's been a task uphill, and we have gladly left no stone unturned. First of all, I welcome our correspondent, Mr. Jnanagohan Vijayarajan, who has agreed to preside over the function. Welcome you, sir. Next, I welcome our special invitee, Mrs. Urmila Kannan, who has formerly served as coordinator in Guhan Matriculation Higher Secondary School for 9 long years. I had the pleasure of working alongside her for a pretty long time. Madam Correspondent and Mrs. Urmila were very fond of each other. Mrs. Urmila was a trusted lieutenant of our Madam Correspondent. They both cherished a very special relationship between them. Welcome back, Mrs. Urmila. Next, I welcome members of staff, teachers, students, well-wishers, and friends to this solemn gathering. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request our correspondent, Mr. Jnanagohan Vijayarajan, to address the meeting.
Thank you, Luke. First of all, I would like to, I have a request for the host. I request the host to mute everyone except me, because I could see several faces without muting, like Jayasudha and Ramalakshmi. So it will. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mrs. Purnima. Am I audible, Luke? Am I audible? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And the respected and beloved principal of Guhan Matriculation Higher Secondary School and special guest of today's function, uh, Mrs. Urmila Kannan, formerly the coordinator of Guhan Matriculation Higher Secondary School, and my dear staff members, students and well-wishers of Guhan Matriculation Higher Secondary School. First of all, I welcome you one and all. I thank all of you for being here on this very solemn day, the third death anniversary of our former correspondent, Mrs. Jabakani Vijayarajan. I'm really happy to see several familiar faces here. First of all, I would like to recognize the presence of Mrs. Urmila Kannan, formerly the coordinator of Guhan Matriculation Higher Secondary School, along with her friends and both coordinators, Manoja and Sivagami. I welcome both of you with the bottom of my heart. I just want to apologize to Mrs. Urmila because myself and Sumati could not invite you in person. And it was all, yeah. Because for those who don't know Urmila, and to be frank, she ruled the staff room for nearly a decade, and she was trusted by all the members of the management of Guhan Matriculation Higher Secondary School for a very long time. Between Urmila and me, and we had the best of times, and we had the worst of times. And she was a great teacher, and she was soft-spoken, and she was always thronged by boys and girls along. And she was very dutiful and was very sincere, dedicated, and hardworking. To be frank, and she created a kind of history in Guhan Matriculation Higher Secondary School by creating one of the biggest document our school had ever seen, with a 650-page dossier which she made for the International School Award in 2011 for the British Council. Mrs. Urmila, the school will remember your service, and it will go down in the annals of the history of Guhan Matriculation Higher Secondary School. I salute I'm sorry. I salute your selfless service, and it will be forever be remembered in the history of Guhan Matriculation Higher Secondary School. On the personal front, I ever forever will be thankful, indebted all my life for the service you rendered to the school. And Madam Correspondent, my mother, was very fond of Urmila, and they had a kind of a very special relationship between each other. I hear some disturbances. Mrs. Purnima, please take care. Thank you. And the last time when we had a memorial service like this, we invited our first ever principal, Dr. Amuda, who has been serving as a professor at SVN College. And last time we also invited the first ever PT master of the school, Selvam, who is now with Government High Secondary School in Tirunelveli district. And since all of you know that this is the third death anniversary of my mom and third correspondent of Guhan Matriculation Higher Secondary School. In the personal front, I lost my mom 3 years back. And I won't say that she's the best mom in the world, because the greatest of mom, I won't say that because there are so many moms here, they will get offended. Once Confucius was asked, how should a father behave and how should a son behave? It was a curious question because everyone answered a very big answer from Confucius. He said, a father should behave like a father and a son like a son. My mom behaved like a mom all her life, and nothing very special about her. She treated three of her siblings in a very same way. And to be frank, I she made the greatest sacrifice I have ever seen in my life for me. So in the personal front, I will never forget her all my life. I don't want to go into details of all these things because it might upset you. I would rather share two important take homes you could take home when I finish. I'm done speaking. Before that, before most of you might not have known about my mom, I'll just give away a very small history lifeline about my mom. She was born at Kilakarai in Ramnad district to a rich family, in a rich family. And his father was very, very rich, to be frank, filthily rich. Even at the time, they owned a very big bungalow at a very posh area in Madurai. And she studied in a very prestigious school called as Andrews in Ramnad. She studied with the princesses of Ramnad as well as in Sivaganga. And she was raised with silver spoon, maybe I can say golden spoon. And she used to proudly say that she studied with Abdul Kalam the same years because Abdul Kalam studied in Swats, their sister concerns and next door neighbors in Ramnad. And she was married off to my father, and at the very young age of 18, and she had two children in quick succession. That's my two brothers. And after that, 12 years passed, and my father wanted a girl child badly. And so I was planned. But fortunately or unfortunately, I was a disappointment to my father, and I was born as a boy. So I didn't go unplanned. I didn't get as planned. So in order to hide his disappointment, my father started a school so that he could see a lot of small children at his home every day. He started the school not with a big dream. The only hope was that he would get to see a lot of girl children in his life. So in 1974, the school became very popular, and slowly my mother was engaged in the school, and it grew into 4 branches. There was a compelling momentum, as they always used to say. And in 1984, the school. In 1992, we had the higher secondary. And in 2002, after my father's demise, she was largely retired into the family, and she was the normal head of the school as well as for the large family, and she didn't have a say in the daily affairs of the school. She didn't interfere, but she had a huge say in the school. She used to visit the school frequently, talk with all the staffs and sub-staffs as well, and she loves staying there. And some of you might have known her in person. In 2012, she contracted with a deadly disease called cancer. And in 2018, she succumbed to that disease, fighting very hard. Between those years, I can say a lot of stories about her, how she fought for her children, how she fought to sustain the school, how to improve the school, and every stories, and everybody will tell. But I just want to tell you two important things as a take home. Number one, she's the only one in the management who had a vision. அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு விஷன் இருந்தது. My father started the school. I'm not undermining the importance of my father just because today is my mother's death anniversary. That's a different story to tell altogether. So don't think that I'm undermining the importance and the success of my father. It's all about my mother. She had a kind of ambition. She used to say when in late 80s, when our school was in the nascent stage, and it was in a tiny speck in the educational horizon, she used to say that she envisioned a school that before as a huge building, before there should be a bus or something like that. Because at that time it was unimaginable in 80s I was just telling, we were struggling to keep the both ends meet, and we were struggling every day on an everyday basis to bring butter, bread and butter to our table. It was such a huge dream or vision for me. No one believed her. என்னம்மா சொல்றீங்க? ஏதாவது நீங்க சொல்றதுல ஏதாவது அர்த்தம் இருக்கா? We were just struggling like anything on a daily basis. And how come you are saying that we have to buy a land and we have to buy, construct a big building, and we should have to construct, we have to buy a bus and all? But it happened that day. Adukapram, we don't have any dream at all, and we didn't move at all. So constantly, myself and Sumati are slowly trying to have a kind of a dream. So that is going to be the factor which is going to fuel behind our success. So she was the only one to have a dream, even when she was struggling all her life in the verge of poverty, in the verge of huge and unimaginable debts in terms of millions. She never lost hope that she will come back and she would bounce back, and she wants to attain big in her life. And considering the fact that we have around 1,000 children in all 4 campuses she has found, and all in one campuses, and the dreams had at the time in 1970s and 1980s was something phenomenal, which was out of the box. We couldn't think like that, but she firmly believed that we could do well, and she believed that we should get better and better. And the second one, so Abdul Kalam சொல்லுவாரு, I don't normally quote Abdul Kalam, கனவு காணுங்கள் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாரு. When people come to me with a lot of sad stories and all, I used to ask them to think big, dream big, to have a vision in life. அது வந்து அந்த நேரத்துல வந்து அவங்களுக்கு ஆச்சரியமா இருக்கும், கோவம் வரும். நம்ம கஷ்டத்தை சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கோம், இவன் ஏதோ பெருசா ஏதோ யோசிக்க சொல்றானே. But that worked miracle in my life, in my mother's life, in my family. Even when we are in debts for several millions in 1970s and 80s, we were able to bounce back. We never concentrated on our bad luck. We never concentrated on our fate, and we just concentrate on our vision, which rescued us from everything. The second thing is that I told you, the take home about my mother is that, about how graciously she accepted death. As I told you, in 2012 she contracted with cancer, and she was never afraid at all. She would never look like a cancer patient at all, and nobody ever knew outside my family and a very close circle of people. Nobody ever knew that she died out of cancer. So nobody knew at the time when she passed away in 2006. She was fighting all along her life against that dreadful disease. She never showed to anyone that she was affected, and she was struggling all her life to just carry on like that. So it didn't hit me immediately, the way in which she died. I was there totally. The entire family was there when she died exactly 3 years ago, and she graciously accepted that. She has never been to a big universities, and she was ஒரு பெரிய யூனிவர்சிட்டிஸ் எதுவும் அவங்க போனதில்லை. She was never she never had fear about her death. சாவை கண்டு அவங்க என்னைக்குமே அவங்க பயந்ததில்லை. And she never lamented about her pains. How painful it would be to carry cancer along with her for 6 years, but she never complained, not even once, why I'm the one chosen for this pain. And even at the time of death, even before 2 minutes and seconds before her death, she was showering choicest blessings on my wife, on my nephews, niece, sister-in-laws, and everyone. And that even at that time, with great pain, when she knows that she's about to die, and she faced death like anything I couldn't even imagine. She had no complaint. She had no grief, and she was very bold in that death. After that, it didn't affect me. But later on, when I thought about it, the incident, I had it in my night mass, where it was again played again and again in my dream. I realized and how brave my mother was. In fact, I would say she is the bravest woman I have ever met in my life. I just narrated this incident 1 week back to my professor Raja Govindasamy for half an hour, how she faced her death and how she was very, very, very gentle, polite, and soft, smiling till her death. And suddenly he stopped. He didn't spoke for a few minutes, and he said, "Guhan, I learned a lesson of my life. வாழ்க்கையிலே கடைசி கட்டத்திலே நான் எவ்வாறு இருக்க வேண்டும் என்று நான் கத்துக்கிட்டேன் அப்படின்னு சொன்னேன். I was really moved. We didn't speak, and it was we had a moment there. So, சாவை இவ்வளவு தூரம் தைரியமா ஒருத்தங்க எதிர்கொள்ளதை நான் பார்த்ததே இல்லை. பாசிட்டிவா இருக்கிறது. This is one lesson I would let's carry on my life because சொல்லுவாங்க the valiant dies but once. My mother died once and for all. I'm done speaking. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We've come to know really new things about the school that we didn't know all these years. After all these years of working the school, even for me, I've I've learned something new, I should say. Thank you very much, sir. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, Luke, you're good to go. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Okay, ma'am. Now I request our special invitee, Mrs. Urmila, to address the gathering. Ma'am, let me give you a small introduction. Mrs. Urmila studied in APA College for Women in Palani. I'm sorry. Hello.
Yes, Luke, you're good to go.
Okay.
We can hear you. Yeah.
All right, sir. And then she studied in KLN B.Ed College, Madurai. She worked as PPC, Production Planning and Control at Rajaratna Mills in Naikarapatti. And then she worked in our school as coordinator in Guhan Matriculation High Secondary School. Then she was a teacher and academic coordinator at KLN Vidyalaya CBSE School. Now she's working in VAV International School. Ma'am, thanks for coming. Hello.
Yes, Urmila, the floor is all yours.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Feel free. You can speak in Tamil and feel free because no one is around. It's the old staff room. Only these are the people you have never met now. Right? Feel free. Feel free. Yeah, you can. If you feel comfortable with Tamil, you just go ahead with Tamil. Right? Okay. Yeah. Right. Thank you. Yeah.
I think bilingual is suitable. I think that's fit for me. First of all, I would like to thank you, Luke, sir, and I would like to thank Madam Guhan sir and Sumati ma'am for remembering me on this event. And I feel very much excited and actually blessed to be here on this.
ஊர்மிளா நீங்க மியூட் ஆயிட்டீங்கடா. ஊர்மிளா நீங்க மியூட் ஆயிட்டீங்க.
Okay. Yeah, okay, mom. Thank you, mom. And I feel very much excited and blessed to be here on this event on this Memorial Day of our Madam Correspondent. And she lived a remarkable life. That's everyone knows, isn't it? She has more willpower and is mentally strong. She's as stated, say, is the bravest woman. Okay, that personally I know. And she shared a lot about those things with me. From her childhood also, she shared a lot. And ma'am saw my potential before I could see it myself. And she continuously pushed for excellence academically and personally also. And she taught me many things. And but what I really learned was how powerfully life changing it when a person you admire really believes in you. And I think every occasion is going to be different without her now. Even yet I remember that opening dances, she's very eager and very much interested in giving practice for the same that opening dance. Even though when she couldn't feel well, she visited school for the rehearsal and for practices also. I felt her dedication, and I was, and one more thing, and I was amazed on seeing her collection of the opening dance ornaments. Okay, she kept them like a பொக்கிஷம் மாதிரி வச்சிருந்தாங்க. இது இப்படி பண்ணேன், இதை இப்படி பண்ணேன், இந்த திங்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணி பண்ணேன் அப்படின்லாம் நிறைய சொல்லுவாங்க. ஸோ அதில் ஒரு சின்ன டேமேஜ் ஆனால் கூட ரொம்ப கோவப்படுவாங்க. வி ஆர் வெரி ஸ்கேர்டு while returning those things to mom. And she was much focused on discipline and maintenance. எப்போ ஸ்கூலுக்கு வந்தாலும் ஒரு சின்ன செடி இல்லைன்னா கூட கேட்பாங்க, இங்கேருந்து செடி எங்கன்னு கேட்பாங்க. ஈவன் ஒரு ட்ரீல ஒரு ஏதாவது டேமேஜ் ஆயிருந்தா கூட யார் இங்கே ஒடிச்சு போட்டிருக்கா, யார் இப்படி பண்ணா, என்கிட்ட யார் ஏன் சொல்லலை. She is very concerned in the school environment also, and cleanliness, everything. And so she followed everything perfectly. And we had a lot of fun time while during the field trip and tour. Okay, அவங்க அதில் நிறைய இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் காட்டுவாங்க. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி டயத்தில் நிறைய ஷேர் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க என்கிட்ட. என்ஜாய் பண்ணாங்க. ஸ்டூடெண்ட் ஒரு குழந்தை மாதிரி என்ஜாய் பண்ணுவாங்க அந்த ட்ரிப்ஸ் எல்லாம் வரும்போது. அண்ட் I felt once in a lifetime people get to meet an amazing mentor like her. அந்த மாதிரி தான் நடக்கும். She was like my mother. நிறைய தடவை சொல்லியிருக்காங்க, பொண்ணு மாதிரின்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. And she, madam, always guiding me through my difficult times. She personally knows me, that's why. And now she's gone, but ma'am will remain alive in my heart all the time. And இறக்கிறதுக்கு 1 இயருக்கு முன்னாடி கூட எனக்கு ஒரு கிஃப்ட் கொடுத்தாங்க. ஜஸ்ட் ஒரு சின்ன ட்ரீட் கொடுத்தாங்க. அது அவங்களே பண்ணேன்னு சொன்னாங்க. வேஸ்ட் மெட்டீரியல் ஸ்டிச் பண்ற மாதிரி அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க. என்னென்ன திங்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கேன் நான். தட்ஸ் an amazing gift. But when I was shifted from Madurai, I packed everything. That's why I can't show now. அவங்களுக்கு உடம்புக்கு முடியாதப்ப கூட அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு கிஃப்ட் பண்ணியிருக்குன்னு எனக்கு கொடுத்தாங்க. That's one of my best collection, I think so. And that's all about. Okay. And yes, thank you, mom. Thank you, sir.
Compose yourself. Yeah. Thank you. First, thanks for coming, because whenever today morning we arranged this meeting hurriedly. So when we discuss about a special invitee, I asked Sumati whom we could call. The first name was she spoke was Urmila, because my mom was very fond of you right from your induction into the staff room. Even after you left the school to pursue your higher studies, she was very fond of you. So she used to speak very highly about you. She had a great respect for you. அவங்க சின்சியரிட்டி, டிவோஷனுக்கு அவங்க ரொம்ப தலைவணங்கினாங்க. அது எனக்கு தெரியும். Not only you, the school is made up of so many people like you. So that is what I say. எனக்கு மட்டும் இல்லை, இந்த ஸ்கூலோட உரிமை இங்க வேலை பார்த்த ஒவ்வொருத்தருக்கும் உண்டு, இங்க படிச்ச ஒவ்வொருத்தருக்கும் உண்டு அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவேன். That is how every one of the staff who passed my mother or father remembered the school. So that is the kind of the sense of belonging each and every staff had. Okay, Urmila was a very recent staff. She served from 2005, but we had 2 years back, we had last year, 2 years back, we had a wonderful teacher who served our school for 4 decades, 40 years, and she spent most of her life time in our school. So we had a kind of an emotional attachment to the school, and not only the staff members, but also most of the children who studied here for more than 14 years. They had a kind of an emotional attachment to the school. So I welcome each and every one back to the campus, share their success stories, guide us and guide the young minds over here, because I want my school to be a happening place and with a positive environment. So we would like to give a kind of very conducive atmosphere that should envy each and even the top schools in Madurai. So I'm really glad that Urmila came. I know Urmila broke down. She couldn't see, she couldn't speak. I know அவங்களுக்கு சரியா பேச வராது, பேசினோடனே அழுக வந்துரும்னு எனக்கு நன்னா தெரியும். In spite of the fact, it won't be ஒரு function வரும்போது it won't be nice at all. But I just want her precisely, and not only her. We have a huge. Now there are several people down the line. We have Sivagami Manoja here, and I don't see several people. அவங்களுடைய உழைப்புல வளர்ந்ததுதான் இந்த ஸ்கூல். நிறைய hundreds and hundreds of teachers அவங்க போற போக்குல அவங்க இது பண்ணது. So I'm really thankful to them. In all my life, I should be very thankful, and I feel indebted to the service rendered. First of all, they must feel that நாங்கள் உங்க சர்வீஸை மதிக்கிறோம் அப்படிங்கிறது உங்களுக்கு தெரியணும் அப்படிங்கறத ப்ரூவ் பண்றதுக்காகத்தான் நான் உங்களை வர சொன்னேன். I know Urmila was not a person of words. அவங்களால பேச முடியாதுன்னு எனக்கு தெரியும். Is very அவங்க பேசி இம்ப்ரெஸ் பண்ண முடியாதுன்னா எனக்கு நல்லா தெரியும். I have several staff members, but I just wanted Urmila to be here to show you the kind of love and affection the school management had towards staff members. Urmila is just an example. Each and every one, if you name anyone of the past staff members who know my mother personally for a pretty long time, would say will have a different story to tell. But the underline of the story will always be the love and affection my mother had towards each and every staff members, as well as the children of the school. So the school போனா பொண்ணுமா முன்னாடி நான் சொல்றது 40 years back பொண்ணு மாதிரி வச்சுக்குவாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லி எல்லாருமே சொல்லுவாங்க. Not only Urmila, everyone will say that they consider my mom as their own mother, because and the அளவுக்கு they will have a kind of affection. That's not an easy task. That's a task uphill. ஒரு daunting ஒரு 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 பியூர் லவ் இருந்தா தான் அது வர முடியும். அதுதான் நான் சொன்னேன். எங்களை எங்க 3 பேர்த்தையும் எங்க அம்மா வளர்த்ததை விட நிறைய ஸ்டாஃப் மெம்பர்ஸ் கூட அவங்க பழகிருப்பாங்க. அதுதான் they had a kind of an emotional attachment and a bond that is so beautiful to see, that cannot be expressed. The last time when I asked Dr. Amuta of a assistant professor from the Department of Maths, same thing happened. She couldn't speak. I invited one of my past alumni, Malarvali Devadas, and she was from Seoul, and I called her and she couldn't speak. So that is the kind of emotional attachment my mother developed with each and every one of the students, or each and every one of the staff members, the giant shoes of my father as well as my mother. But I promise you here that I will honestly keep trying to fit into the shoes of my father and be as benevolent and as lovely and as friendly as my dad. I'm just trying, but I'm not sure that I will ever reach that level. I just want to keep trying to reach that level. Okay. Thank you, Urmila. Your presence means a lot to us. Okay, it just tells a lot of stories about how Guhan Matriculation Higher Secondary School treat its teachers, okay, not only as an employee, but as their own family. We are a big family. That I'm sure everyone would agree here. Thank you, Luke, and thank you not only for Urmila, but everyone, the past staff members present over here. I salute a big, I salute for your dedication, service to the school. Okay. Yeah, over to Luke. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And thank you, Mrs. Urmila, for sharing your thoughts with us. It was really nice to hear from you, after all these years. Really nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Now I request Mrs. Jay Sudha to deliver the vote of thanks.
Respected correspondent, beloved principal, members of staff, teachers, students, and well-wishers, I thank you for the privilege of thanking you all on behalf of Guhan Matriculation Higher Secondary School. We just had a walk in the memory lanes of our school through the paths treaded by our beloved Madam Correspondent, Mrs. Jabakani Vijayarajan. Now, it's my duty and pleasure to thank everyone who made this Remembrance Day memorable and purposeful. On behalf of Guhan Matriculation Higher Secondary School, I thank our correspondent, Mr. Nyanaguhan Vijayarajan, for presiding over the function besides his hectic schedule. I thank Mrs. Urmila, former coordinator of our school, for gracing the occasion and sharing her thoughts in memory. Thank you, ma'am. I thank our principal, Mrs. Sumati Guhan, for her gracious presence in the occasion. I thank my beloved colleagues, students, friends, and well-wishers. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mrs. Jay Sudha. Sir, can we call the meeting to a close?
Yeah, Luke, but I can see a lot of old students here and alumni here. I just want to thank each and every one of them. I'm really thankful for their presence. Suraj, welcome. Suraj, the brother of triple national champion Sarvesh Velshankar. Suraj, I recognize your presence. You are a proud alumni.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
The meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Now the floor is open for fellowship. Thank you. You can exchange fellowship. Yeah. If you want to talk to each other, you can talk. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm taking leave. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.